Good afternoon, everyone. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. I'm Spencer. That's Joel. Joel, yesterday I said to you, I think we're going to hang around 3,400 in the S&P futures, 340 on the SPY. I think we'll do that for the rest of the week. So far, how am I doing?
You're you're doing extremely well, Mr. Israel. You learned
Here.
from the best here. Just a chop fest. One of the choppiest days that I've seen in the market sometime, exhibited here by the 15-minute chart as well as the 60-minute chart. Looked like you're going over 3,400. Looked like we were breaking through 3,380. Here we are in the middle. I did echo that same sentiment this morning. I think the range may be in for the week. We had a big old range on Friday or on Monday. Nervousness over the pandemic, and then other things going on, and now we're just in a trading range. And I hate trading ranges. I will go on the record in saying I am horrible in trading ranges. I want to buy the top of the range and sell the bottom of the range. But there you are, just in the red here, just by a couple ticks at 33.93, pretty much where we were this morning. Crude up 92 cents at 39.48, trying to get back into the $40 handle. Gold up 380 at 1909 and a half. Silver up a dime and a little bit more at 24.52 and a half. And don't look now,
I'm looking at it.
Bitcoin moving in on 14,000. Nice move. I guess we should have bought that breakout at 12,000. But there's a quick rundown of your commodities. And where would you like to go now?
Let's just start with Microsoft here. I want to cover as many earnings as we can, either earnings that have happened, earnings that are going to happen,
Okay.
because a lot of these were asked about in the chat this morning. The chat
Indeed.
asked about a lot of tickers, and there are like 900 earnings reports this week. So the odds are most of them are reporting. Microsoft is the big gun after the close today. Remember, we had AMD this morning. They were originally on the calendar for this afternoon, so you'll probably see AMD on like a bunch of calendars. But AMD's already out. Microsoft is the big gun that we're going to get after the close today. Joel, how are we doing?
Microsoft, just working its way back up here. Pull up can you look at the Pro? Haven't they absolutely just blown it away the last couple quarters?
Let's
I
pull
think they
up
have.
Microsoft. They have, yes, they
Yeah.
haven't. They haven't missed uh, on the analyst estimates for their EPS or revenue since the second quarter of 2019.
Wow.
And if you go look at the Pro, it's super easy. You see a lot of green, and a little bit of red, right? They beat most of the time.
I would say on a rip, I would look at that 225 after you had the September rollover in the tech sector. You rallied back. You made a couple highs in that area. The highest of the highs was 225. That's 10 sticks away. I would use that as a potential target on the long side. That's 11, 10 and a half bucks away. And I'll go wide. I'll go wide on the downside too. 205. That was your low. Back on the way up. And here you are, kind of in the middle there. I didn't price out the straddle on this one, but go wide. Go wide parameters. I think even if you get a big rip here, I think you see a little bit of selling. I think if you see a dip, you see some buying. I think it's just a week where earnings do matter, of course, the most fundamental thing. But man, I just think what's looming next Tuesday is a little bit bigger than any earnings report we have. But there's a look at Mr. Softy in the middle of the two numbers I gave you. So not much help.
It's so funny because I'm with you. I think that for right now, the election matters way more than these earnings, but that only matters until the election. Once we get the election, that's over with, and then it's back to the earnings, right? Then it's back to the fundamentals, back to the data, back to what these numbers, what these companies actually say about how they're doing, right?
Exactly.
So for the next week, yeah, it's funny because for the next week, it's like election macro headwinds probably will drive these things more than their reports. But once Wednesday comes, or I should say, once we get an actual decision on a winner, whenever that is,
You think we're gonna
then
have one? You think we're gonna? I do. I think we're gonna.
Whenever that day comes, whether it's Wednesday next week or in 2 weeks or whenever that day comes and we get a winner, then it'll be back to the earnings. Oh wait, let's go look at the report again, right? It'll be back to the fundamentals. But until then, yeah, I'm with you that election and macro stuff probably takes the driver's seat. Earnings probably take a little bit more of a backseat than they would have in a regular year. Um, Also on the calendar for this afternoon, besides Microsoft, you got a pair of solar stocks, First Solar and Enphase. I want to look at them as well. I think one of them in one of our chats this morning.
Big runs in First Solar, and we'll take a look at Enphase here in one moment. Boy, you have to respect these 3 or 4 highs above $85. The highest of those highs, where's that coming in at here? Let me pull up my data window, and 87.44 has been the recent high of the move. You got right up there when you went to 87.41. That was 2 days after you hit the 87.44 level. So I'll look at that. I'll say anything in the 87 region as resistance, and then coming back on the downside, since you hit that 87.44, $80 is held up as the range. So a dip below 80, and I think you get some longs. I do see another pair of lows under 80, so maybe don't get too carried away at 78.50. But that's what I'm looking at here for First Solar, that resistance looming large up top.
All right, I'm going to the chat with tickers that were discussed. Chegg was mentioned this morning in the chat. They had earnings.
No Enphase? You don't want Enphase?
Oh yeah, Enphase 2. Enphase 2. Sorry.
ENPH. Let's see how that one is doing today ahead of the report. Matching ranges in this one, 98.69. The high. Oh, right, that's on the 15-minute chart, but I know this is shaping up well. What a day to trade the range in this one. Yesterday's high, 104.29. You got the 104.43. Yesterday's low, 97.50. Today's low, 97.31. So not quite an inside day, but I would just play those levels, and above that 104, it looks like you have some open real estate to almost 110. If you happen to take out that 97.31, look out, folks. Your next daily low comes in at 92.14.
All right, Chegg, I mentioned them. They reported after the close yesterday. They beat on their earnings, beat on their sales, saw subscribers increase 69% on a year-over-year basis, gave some guidance as well. Q4 sales guidance was strong. The fiscal year guidance was strong. The guidance for next fiscal year 21, was also strong.
And the stock's down $9, 10%. We had that guy on the show, didn't we?
We had the CFO on the show.
Yeah, and you didn't put him on, so he went on CNBC today.
I tried to get him on, but couldn't work it out. So
okay.
Next quarter.
Man, you do everything right and then you get punished like that. That is not very nice. Lower open, continued lower. You got to think that see what happens here at 70, just over $75 is your next daily low. I think if you lose that 75.02, I think you lose some trend here. Interestingly, this thing sold off in September, went all the way back up, and look at that. What if you were paying attention to the all-time high at 89.82, and then you were really paying attention yesterday, it got to 89.99. Wow, what a perfect double top. And now you're coming down. What I'll do here, this would be pretty easy for me to do for an objective. Spook's got to fallen out of bed here. I don't know if we got some selling balances or what, but we got pretty close to unchanged, and now we're down. About 9 handles. But let me figure this one out for our Chegg traders out there in Chegg land. Here is your high. Boom, boom, boom. I'm getting pretty good at this. And the low right here. Ooh, right there, 50%. Thing better hold in here, folks, or maybe we'll be going down and testing that low under $65. Wonder if we had any news there, because we're getting lit up like a Christmas tree here. I don't know if we had any selling balances with that coincided with.
There is a selling balance, 1.3 million to sell.
It's just typifies this day. I mean, you get back to unchanged. See how many minutes it took to do that. Should I dare to go to a shorter term chart every
Yeah,
time I
why
do
not?
that? Oh, don't go to. Oh, look at this tick chart. I hate tick charts. Ugh. What does that tell you?
Right. I never go to a tick chart.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks like my heartbeat or something like that. Let's
Yeah.
get rid of that. That's a waste of material here. Let's go to
I'm sure somebody gets use out of that, but not.
there's a 1 minute. There's
Right.
a 1 minute. Pretty good sell off there.
What was I going to say next? Okay, yeah, back to the chat. ATVI was asked about this morning. They don't report till later in the week. They're not till Thursday afternoon. They're in the midst of all the other big tech names, but ATVI, I saw them in the chat this morning, so we'll bring it up now.
Okay.
How they looking? 3 days, 2 days.
2 days ahead of their report. ATVI, Bobby Kodak, Michigan grad. In fact, he's from Roslyn, New York, and he was
Roslyn?
yeah, he's good buddies with my best friend from Michigan, my best friend's brother from Michigan. Maybe we'll try and get him on the show. Boy, look at this. I had an 80 to 82, 80 to 82, 80 to 82. That's what you're looking at. Finally, even though those pesky highs just above 82, but hey, be a range trader here ahead of the report. You have a lot of consolidation. You have all these highs, boom, here. So see if you can break out. I mean, the highest one is 82, 81, and then man, you got all these lows here. So I'm not looking for a major breakdown until you take out all these lows. But that's been your trading range for the most part for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 sessions. So, wow, there you go. Let's see what way it goes. Breaks down below 79.50, some downside. Even above 82 here. I don't know. A lot of pesky highs. So we'll see how they do. The report, when did you say they were?
They're Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, if you look ahead to tomorrow morning, though, I mean, UPS, General Electric, MasterCard, Boeing, some big names
day.
tomorrow morning. Yeah, these big, like Dow component type names. So,
or former Dow component.
yeah.
Alert Cautious wants to look at Wells Fargo. I don't know what you're doing in that stock unless you're just short and you're thinking of covering it. I think this is substantially below its look at that. Holy moly. Back to where we were in March. We took out the March low. Boom. What was that March low? 2290, 2185. That's what you hit today. I don't know. I think you got to go back 100 years to find a support level in this one. I don't know. Warren's out of it. They tagged the banks today. I see Bank America down 2. They were up yesterday. I don't know if you're trying to get long this thing. I don't know what to tell you. If you're short, here you are, closing near the lows of the session. So not much good to say here for Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo. Warren's out of it, right?
Is he?
I think he is. I think he's short. No, just joking.
No, I know he's. I mean, he's out of the airlines. I don't know if he's out of the.
I think maybe he's just
I don't
remember. A little bit.
Honestly, I don't remember. Hey, you see Twilio today? Sort of.
Yeah, Dennis I could have got him on this one. Too bad it's like such a high price stock. I just figured they blow it away. They have these big rallies, and the fact that it wasn't trading up big, it was a good report. And you know what? I really don't have an excuse for not catching this one because it did trade within yesterday's range. It didn't get anywhere near the close. But here you go. I mean, you are testing this low right here. That low was 87.01. You actually got below it at 86.07. Real good support here. 282.31. And I'll use that. I mean, if it gets through this 82.31, I don't think you should have any problems with the 72.50. And I don't know what the gap. What was that gap back on October something? Was that a ratings change or was that the market?
Depends on the date.
The big update was
that was
my birthday.
You're referring to
No, it wasn't my birthday. It
you're
was the
referring
day
to
after my birthday, October 6th.
the 6th. No, there was let's see. There was some stuff there was stuff on the 2nd about that. Nothing really on the 6th.
Let's do something here for our patterns traders here.
Okay, what do we got? What are we doing?
You see it?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta make it
It's
bigger.
coming there. It's coming in.
I'm blind.
Is it there? Can you see it on
Yeah,
the screen yet?
it's too
Oh,
small.
I'm typing because you're a little. Yep. It's too small.
Well, I have like the video up on such a small.
Oh, okay.
So I can't read that.
I mean, you got a left shoulder there, and then you got a head. You got a right shoulder.
Yeah, I see it. Head and shoulders.
Yeah.
I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I look out on this one. I don't like it. I don't like the price action today off earnings. I don't like the potential head and shoulders top. So stocks had one hell of a run. Let's keep an eye on Twilio. S&P's just hanging out in the 3380 handle, 3385. That's our last print. Let's go. We got 2.5 minutes left, Spencer. What else? What else does the chat want to know?
I want to bring Mitch on for a second here. Mitch, you were dropped a few stocks in the chat here. Wanted to give you a chance to talk about them. Raise jersey notwithstanding. What's on your radar?
All right, guys. So I have a couple things on my radar. I was looking for pockets of strengths today, and I actually found one, and I kind of kept it from Spencer and Joel. It's in the Chinese stocks, guys. If you look at, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, guys. I want to go ahead and bring in Pro here. You guys see here, we're going to first talk about JD.com here, guys. This chart looking like it wants to go ahead and rip through 85. As you can see, Pro telling us why it's moving. Shares of several Chinese companies are trading higher after the National Bureau of Statistics reported that Chinese industrials rose 10%. So what I'm seeing is strength in e-commerce right now in the China stocks. So another one that I'm going to pull out here, instead of telling you guys to look at that one, I'm going to go and pull up the Amazon chart here. I think this one's ready to ride, guys. I think that 3,200 support could hold there, and then we can start getting that breakout towards that 3,600. One of the cool features that you'll find in Benzinga Pro is using the peers right here. If you use the peers tab, you'll be able to go ahead.
I use that all the time.
And then we can go ahead and look, and we can find, what do you find, guys? You'll find Baba here. You'll find Baba. You'll find PDD, another e-commerce from China, and JD here. All three of them up, and including Amazon. So to me, the story here, guys, is I see e-commerce getting a real boost from the COVID kind of increasing. You know, more people are just going to continue the trend in that e-commerce is the way that transition to digital has been stronger than ever. So I think this is the story here with those stocks. And on my last one, we'll turn to Fubu here, guys.
Yeah,
the stock is rocking, guys. Yeah, you know, this is one that we mentioned when it just got above this $11 a day. It was on the 16th of October. Joel giving us that great technical look and letting us know, look for that pullback to 11. And man, I think Dennis is in this one somewhere in the 11s, but we'll find out from him in the morning. We can ask him, but this one's looking strong. So up another day, 12%. So going to keep pushing and looking for opportunities. One of the things is I'll keep letting you guys know in the chat and give you guys value. Just wanted to give a shout out to a lot of the guys that are definitely some of the OGs in the chat, like Are You Correct?
Yeah.
Bharat, Johan. We got also Dapper. We got Barat, Greg, all these guys definitely keeping up with us in the chat. We enjoy that. That's how we get ideas, and I love sharing ideas with you guys in the chat.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate. I say it every day, but I feel like I don't say it enough. So we definitely appreciate all the participation in all of our chats, for that matter. The chats on Benzinga Pro, the chats on Benzinga.com, and the chat on YouTube. Joel, how did we go into the close? Well,
they flushed it. They flushed it a little bit there.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, man, oh man, what a head fake! It
show
when
me
we start.
Show me a chart.
Okay, yeah. What an interesting day, man. When you look at a day like this, and you say that, you know, and you tried a couple shorts in the market, and you're like, how the hell did I lose money? I mean, what was I doing? And I think what it was it just wasn't good placement. I was trying to sell some dips and not rips. So here we are. Looks like we just lost it in the last half hour. You hit the close, a little double top near the close, and now finishing near the lows of the session. But we all have some fireworks with Mr. Softy and those other stocks and see what we got. I don't know if Crocs is reporting too, but we will definitely have a busy show tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have a busy show.
Who's our guest?
For the net. Oh, I'm glad you asked. We have a new guest on tomorrow's show. His name is Blue Putnam. He is the chief economist at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So we're going to ask Blue. Blueford or Blue? Blue for short.
What's his Blue or Blue?
Bluford is his name.
Oh, Bluford.
And he goes by Blue or Bluford. He's
not like Buford, like Buford Pusser. What was that movie?
No,
Walking Tall.
No.
Remember that? That guy was a bad, you know what?
I've seen the remake, not the original.
Oh man. All right. Well, looking forward to and my boy Blue. Look at talking on the chief economist at the CME. Maybe he could tell us what's going on with Bitcoin.
Maybe he can. Please remember, all the information from our shows are meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Please hit the like button. We appreciate any and all likes. Mitch is gesturing. There's somewhere on the screen there. There's the like button, and you want to just hit that. Help us. Everyone have a good rest of your day. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning.
Go Rays.